So, it's been about a month. Lots happened. Lots of band personnel changing. People leaving for back to Switzerland. People going on tour. But it's weird because we're coming down to the last 10 days, and then I go back to the States and immediately go on tour, which we're going to talk about. Because I'm going to be in like 10, 12 different states for 3 weeks. Last time I did a video, I mentioned I was going to do kind of like what happens during a week in China. I have a lot of time, but it kind of gets eaten away little by little with lessons and just things I need to deal with so I don't go crazy and jump off the out of my window here. So yeah, I'm going to be kind of narrating, talking about all the stuff that kind of happens in China. And then we're going to talk about this great tour. Okay, so Monday. Monday is usually off. Except we only had 4 Mondays off this 3 months. I basically only had 5 days off. Which is better than the last time I was here for like almost 4 months where we had like 2 days off in 4 months. That's part of the grind. Anyways, Monday we've had a couple off, and so we've always done some fun things. We go have like some really great food, and on this last particular Monday we went hiking. So I'm going to show you, there's a lot of really great mountains here. And so you walk through all these green tea fields. By the way, Hangzhou is really famous for its tea. And you come on top after a million stairs, and you see some beautiful sights. So here we go. Okay, so one of the things we do on Tuesdays is we help Annie teach a vocal methods class. It's a lot of fun. It's like 15 really great Chinese vocalists that do some stuff. So Tuesdays are really fun because that afternoon teaching kind of breaks the day up. So it's some of the days get a little monotonous. I actually really like being busy. I like having schedules and things to do, and so it's good. The students in Annie's vocal methods class are really amazing. They're a lot of fun. And then after Tuesday through Sunday night is basically the band playing our gig from 9:15 to 12:30. Now the cool thing is sometimes the band changes. There's trios and duos and some solo piano, and then the quartet if somebody's in. So kind of every night's a little different. There's a ton of tunes. Annie has a lot of originals, which we don't do a lot now because all the big gigs, Beijing Blue Note, Shanghai Jazz Festival, all the extra gigs, those have been done. So I think that's one of the grueling parts, is it's just the gig, the evening gig. And again, I kind of like being busy. Okay, so. Okay, so then another really amazing thing, I get to teach a lot of students. And so sometimes it's in a group class setting, and then I have a lot of private students. So it just kind of, every week is a little different. And kind of starting at the beginning of the week, like nothing's planned, and then little by little starts getting, filled up. But I have a great student, Tim. I think I've got some footage of him playing. He is now in the U.S. as a 16-year-old by himself. He's going to the Eastman School of Music Summer Jazz Camp right now. And then he's joining me in New York for an engineering school, like music engineering. And then he's going to be there for a while. But, yeah. Something so simple, right? And all you're doing is like, here. Now. Ready and ba-do. So when you see it on film, it really doesn't seem like I'm that busy. Mentally fatigued, I guess, from the same thing. I guess one of the biggest issues has been we've had so many personnel changes that we kind of have to relearn the music every time, and that's a drag. Because if you notice, anytime I've put this us playing, it's kind of free for interpretation. I mean, we get kind of weird with stuff, which is kind of awesome. And that freedom to do it is wanted and requested, but it's hard to have that freedom when everyone in the band is new and the music and the arrangements are a little different. So that's one of the issues. We're doing really good right now. The first group that came is all American. They're all my bandmates, and then they're all gone right now, which is a little bit of a drag. I think one of the issues is it's all Chinese musicians now. Really great musician. Couple live in New York. But I could actually go entire days and not speak any English if I'm not careful. And so that's problematic. And I just miss my people. So I'm coming up with lots of stuff to do. I've been working on programming bot pad stuff. Trying to record an album. I'll show you a little footage. Here you go. Yeah, thank goodness I brought this. And I'll tell you, I've been going out with my Zoom and recording some really hilarious Chinese sounds. Hopefully I'll have an album with all those sounds, some drum stuff recorded. I'm experimenting with muffled 70s sound. That sounds just like the tom on my favorite Bob Dylan album. I think that was on Infidels. The beginning of this tune called Joker Man. Such a great album. So one other thing, at the very end, I've contemplated talking about this, and I think I should. And I've alluded to it definitely in this one, and it kind of calls me to stop doing videos last year. But it should be talked about, and I'm going to talk about it more in other videos, but depression in general, and depression among artists. I find it very interesting that just a couple of weeks ago we had two people in America, very famous, Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. Kate Spade had just sold Kate Spade to Coach for, I think, was probably an ungodly amount of money. And Anthony Bourdain, who was just a genuine super badass, both with issues. And it's something.
And it's definitely something for artists. And I think we definitely need to be talking about that kind of stuff more often. It's a video. So now that I said it, it means I have to do it. So there we go. So now, let's talk about a tour I'm coming back to America for in 10 days. I'm super stoked about this tour. In 10 days, I'm back, and maybe less. I haven't counted. I'm back in the U.S. The 17th of July, I leave for tour. New album out with the band Team Players. We do sports-themed jazz albums. It's pretty hilarious. Anyways, here's the new one. I'm going to put the link. It's called Smells Like Team Spirit. So we're going to be in Maryland, and Columbus, Ohio, and South Bend, Indiana, and Montague, Michigan, and Chicago, and Cincinnati, and Nashville, and Greensboro, and Durham, and Wilmington, and Raleigh, and I think DC. So if you're there, up to it's July 17th to like August 1st, if you're there, let's hang, okay? There's going to be a link at the bottom, and I will be talking about it in the next video that's coming out in a week, because then I get on a plane and come back to America. You dig. It's a long video, a lot of stuff. I felt like I needed to get a few of those items off my chest and just show you what's going on. And the next video will be super light and fun. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.